I'm going through this shit. Why? Because a nigga on his period. Seriously. And okay, I gotta pay this extra money for a lawyer to prove what you already motherfucking know. You know what I'm saying? That's taking a toll on my $5.15, you know what I'm saying, an hour. So let's say I was driving.
Yeah, I'll give an example.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you an example. I was driving and I was going on a speed limit. Okay. I'm guilty because I'm a man. I'm gonna say I'm guilty. But the laws pull you over and say, okay, well, cool. You motherfucker, you was trying to get away from me, so I'm gonna give you a felony. Fuck you. You wasn't trying to look for no bathroom and no shit. You getting a felony because I don't like your black ass. So now I gotta deal with a felony.
That's really fucked up.
So now I gotta go get a lawyer to set up, you know, just sitting it out or whatever, because, you know, I'm a man, right? I'm admit to whatever the crime I did. I'm gonna do my time like Tupac said. If I did it, I'm gonna do it. But now this motherfucker trying to put some shit on me that don't even relate to me. So now my expenses goes up. You know, I'm missing more time from the job and shit. I could possibly get fired.
Did you see that movie Lincoln Lawyer? That's what they talked. They mentioned it. They mentioned that in that movie.
So, well, I can speak on that personally because I had a boyfriend when I was really, really young. When I was 19,
You ain't supposed to have no boyfriend at 19. Pull my belt off.
And I didn't know it. I mean, he was doing stuff, and I was, you know, blinded by the look.
He was in Cali.
He was so cute and all that kind of shit.
He was in Cali.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he was doing shit.
So I didn't know what he was doing, and I got pulled over driving a stolen car that he told me was his. I have a felony on my record to this day,
That's so
and I
fucked
spent
up.
over $11,000 in restitution and bullshit to keep my ass out of jail.
That's
but I still have a job, and I'm fucking partner to a company right now.
Right.
With that felony on my record.
That's so
So yes,
fucked up.
don't get me wrong. There's other jobs I couldn't get, and it was fucked up because it was something that I really didn't do.
Right.
The judge was stuck. Bonnie and Clyde, I know it. I see this shit all the time. I've
Right.
never been in trouble in my life.
But he still said you knew.
Tickets.
Because the law says ignorance is not an excuse.
He knew. Period. That's what the judge decided.
Yeah.
That was in his brain before he even saw me.
Right.
So I didn't have a chance to fight that at all. But I still turned that shit around and I did something else. It took years to do, but
Exactly.
You ain't give
that's
up.
my problem.
No.
That's my point. I'm not saying it's not doable.
Yeah.
People of America that's listening. I'm not saying that it's not possible to do or whatever, but I'm just asking Jenny if she will allow a nigga that's caught up in this situation time to rectify themselves because
To be in her life.
right, to be in her life, because if you going through some bullshit like that, a lot of people ain't trying to hear it. Like, okay, either A, I've been through it already, I know what that entails, I'm not trying to really deal with that right now because I'm doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Or, you know, so I don't believe you, nigga, you smut ass nigga, you guilty as hell because this white person said.
Right, you guilty, so you guilty.
In that exact situation, I would tell you, you know, if you did it, fine. If you didn't, but in my life personally, no, I wouldn't be able to handle that.
You don't have the
and
space.
I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
And it's not to be mean.
It's a
but
space.
You need to think, and there's no way that you could possibly do it 100% know what I'm talking about because you don't have 5 kids. 3 kids is not 5 kids. 4 kids is not 5 kids.
Right.
I have
5 kids is 5
children.
kids.
5 different individuals who all require different things from me every single day, not including myself, on top of 2 businesses. It wouldn't even be fair for me to say that I could handle somebody going through that because he'd be neglected by me. And not because I don't want to be there for him, but because of my priorities, which are my kids first. Until I have a husband or somebody that's trying to slip into that role and seriously be about it and really, really show me that he is, nobody's going to get that time from me.
Well, what if he was, though?
That would take time. That would take...
What's time,
At this point, I'm going to tell you right now, if I were to meet somebody tonight, it would be a year before they even got to spend the night in this house.
Shit, I got a year, baby. Hey, y'all heard that? I got a year. I got 1 year. Hey, what time is it?
Start looking at the calendar.
Hey, nigga. Hey, y'all better mark this date. Okay.
Like, it would be time. It takes time to get to know people. I've learned that now. It sucks. I mean, for a lack of a better, I guess, example, I feel like if you really pay attention, listen to what people say, you can find out a lot about a person. Not even by asking them questions, by looking at things that they do.
But just listening.
They say.
Just listening.
Just being observant. I feel like you actually find out more by being observant than you do by talking and
Right.
asking questions.
I agree.
Because when you ask a question, that presents and gives them an opportunity to be able to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
It's like an automated response.
Right, exactly.
It's
so
a pre-programmed response.
I don't really ask too many questions.
And I don't give off the cuff responses. I have pre-programmed responses.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's just
I want you
human,
to see me a certain way.
Right.
I want you to see me a certain way.
In different situations.
So I'm gonna give you what I want to give you.
Right. Exactly.
So the rest of the shit you just gotta observe.
Exactly. So
like,
that
you know,
I've learned that. And really observing somebody when they're happy, angry, sad, upset, fucked up day at work, car broke down. That all takes time to see people.
It all takes time. When money is flowing and money ain't flowing, people change.
All of that. People
change.
Yeah. So, with all that being said, I mean, for me, I'm willing to give 150%. I know exactly what kind of woman I am. Like I said, there's a reason why my fucking
and you know what kind of
still knocking on my door.
You know what kind of man you want, right?
Yeah, I do.
I knew what kind of woman I wanted.
All, but I know exactly what the hell I'm looking for.
You're not what at all? You're not what at all?
Do I know what
you say you're not what at all?
I'm not big-headed at all, but I know that I have something to bring to the table.
Right.
And I feel like it's fair for me to be able to expect the same thing from him.
It's absolutely fair. I absolutely agree with that. Do you agree with that?
Please. I do agree.
Mimi's like...
Right. This shit.
She ain't like that shit.
I tripped out, man. Damn, I forgot what I was
the growl of the Mimi. Here's the Mimi, here's your 15 seconds of fame.
Alright, so...
Do you want to growl? And she lays down.
Alright, so...
You know that shit's going on the web, right? You know what the internet is, Mimi? You gonna be on it.
Alright, so... On behalf of the gentlemen of America, I'm speaking on
Does I represent...
the GOA, the gentlemen of America.
Exactly.
On behalf of the gentlemen of America, Jenny, I would like to ask you, okay, so if an individual was experiencing hardship, and they was like, okay, well, I mean, they didn't ask you. They was just like, hey, look, this is what I'm going through. I don't need your help. I'm just letting you know. I'm giving you a courtesy to let you know that, hey, I'm going through this BS. So I might not, I might not be as round because my black ass locked up or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, if it's something like being locked up, that shit that's preventable. I'm sorry, I just believe that. I don't believe. I know the system is fucked up. I know, especially in Texas, they're super assholes down here. But in terms of being locked up, that's not even
an option for you.
That ain't even
in your realm.
I'm way the fuck up here. That shit is way the hell over here. We ain't
so
even in the same.
If there was like a weekend or something, you'd be like, fuck you.
There's no excuse for that shit. What the fuck did you do? You should be smart enough to not even put yourself in that kind of situation.
That's real talk.
Kind of bullshit I don't have time for.
That's real talk. We all on different levels.
Yeah,
we all on different levels, and if you can't get on my level, you can't enjoy me.
Yeah.
Like as a man,
there's some niggas who come up to me with their fucking pants hanging off their ass and a t-shirt.
Right.
And I'm like, you should.
And that's what my wife told me. She told me. She was like, this dude was in Walmart and he gonna talk about, hey, what's your number? She said, motherfucker, if I wasn't married, you still wouldn't get a chance. I was wrong. I said, that's my girl right there. Yeah, she was like, if I didn't have a man, you still wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Much less. You know, because she don't really curse.
Who are you talking to? That whispering,
snapping the fingers.
I'm not a dog. Who the fuck are you talking to?
And then, you know what? I got a whole theory about the way black men are. Mm-hmm. That's a whole different interview, though. Mm-hmm. It's a whole theory. I'm a black man.
Somebody responds to
it. Like I'm a black man, and I have studied my people. Mm-hmm. You know, I even put it in my song. Like it's a big deal. And until men start teaching men how to be black men, we're gonna be fucked up. Yeah. So when I walk around, and this is one of my boys right here, he can vouch for what I'm saying. Like I try to make black men better than what they were before I found them. Yeah. That's what I'm supposed to do. Important. That's me. That's what I do, whether they like it or not. Obviously, they like it. They keep hanging out with me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't just let like that's bullshit. Like the way you are and the way you treat people matters.
Yeah, it does.
And we don't take enough time. Men don't take enough time to teach men the right thing.
Yeah,
we're teaching
a pity party.
Yeah, we're teaching the wrong thing in a heartbeat because the wrong thing we get a nut like that. Right. But it's more to it. It's so complex,
and
you know.
Affects
and
way more than the present situation.
Right.
And a lot of men don't heal. Like they, you know, they get broken up or whatever. They girls split and they, you know, a partner be like, "Hey man, what's up with you and Tasha?" That's a common name. What's up with you and Tasha? You know, like,
I love
oh
me
fuck
some
that
Tasha.
bitch. Even though if they feeling Tasha,
Right.
they say fuck that bitch. They
Right.
gonna be like,
because that's what
"Damn,
the
hey
dude.
dog, hey I fucked up. You know, I
Right.
really wish I wouldn't have said this to Tasha.
Right, or cheated on
whatever
her,
the
took
case
her
may be,
money,
yeah.
took advantage of her, hit her, all that
Right.
stuff. You gotta admit the shit that you do.
They don't. Black men don't know how to console. They don't know how
And
to heal.
and I'm perfectly okay with you saying black men because we black men. This is the life we in. We can't talk about the cultures of other men
I
because
don't know what they do.
we not in the cultures of other men.
Right.
Right.
You gotta
You
talk
know,
about what you know.
we in this right. We live being a black man every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week,
I just know,
365. That's
like,
what we live.
When was the last time you heard a nigga that was like, "Oh man, I was really feeling that girl. I fucked it up because I
Right.
got caught up in my boys saying like, oh nigga, you need to play a player or whatever."
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like
You don't
you
hear.
hurt this girl or you cheat on this chick and you just like, damn, I really did fucked up.
You don't hear
You
it.
know, I wish I would have.
We don't know how to treat our good women good.
Right. And
We don't know how.
I'm gonna tell you.
And that's
how
why I
know.
try to help I try to help the brothers.
I know for a fact that I'm conditioned to handle that because I'm gonna try and condense this so you don't run out of battery.
Right?
But I was raised around my whole family. My whole family's been a part of my life, my whole life. My mom.
That's excellent.
You know, when I was raped, my family kind of turned on me a little bit because they thought I was being fast.
I hate that shit.
Because I didn't tell my family the truth. I covered for my sister.
That's what most kids do.
And I did.
That's what most kids do. That's a whole other interview too. We'll talk
I
about that.
dealt with my family turning their back on me because of me sticking up for her. Because I didn't want her to get hurt. She was married to an abusive person and probably would have killed her, honestly.
Yeah.
He would have found out what she was doing. That's just the truth. And I didn't want that to happen. I'm still like this with my sister to this day.
Yeah.
But
You have
it's
to
like
make a hard decision.
to go through all of that, for me to pick up from being around my family, my mom, everybody, darn near every day. My best friend, we've been best friends since we were 5. I still talk to her every day. That is still my best friend to this day. And leave to start a family and be with somebody fucking 1,400, 1,500 miles away.
Right?
You know, literally our whole relationship, because it started with him flying to California to come spend time with us out there. That's how we got serious.
Close, sure.
But it was a game the whole time. To this day, I don't believe that he ever sincerely loved me at one point. He thinks he did.
He probably don't know how to love.
He says he does, but
he probably don't know how to
where he
love.
comes from now, though, being here. But for me to give up my whole family, something that meant everything to me. Come here, watch this man go through fucking literally physically abusing me. He has left bruises and shit on me before. He's hit me before. He's kicked me before.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
He lost his job, lived off of me for over a year and a half. I've been through all of that shit, and I still stayed with that nigga because he was my son's father.
Yeah.
I carried all of that shit
all that
until
burden.
I felt like literally I was gonna bust, and I had to finally let him go.
Right.
But I know I'm conditioned to handle that, but I shouldn't have.
Right.
We're not supposed to do that shit. And at the time,
but see, that's what gives you validity to say I ain't got to put up with it. Ain't gonna put up with it. No.
Very true.
That's what gives you the validity because nobody can accuse you of you just going off what you heard, blah blah blah. You prejudging, you prejudiced. They can't tell you that. Yeah. No, I'm not prejudiced. I'm educated on this situation and your behaviors.
Real talk.
And I don't want to deal with
that
it.
Nigga,
I choose to have a better life because I already lived that life.
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
I did the same thing. One time, I forgot what we were fighting over. I know it was something stupid, but he had both of my sons in his arm. And he pushed me, and I fell on the floor. And that nigga kicked me, holding my sons, watching me.
Serious?
We don't know, and see, we don't even know how, like, that's about parenting. You don't even realize that as a parent, you don't do that. Much less as a spouse and a companion. That's a whole nother level. As a parent, you don't treat come on, man.
You know that motherfucker told me that he was hoping I would walk down the aisle so he could have sued my ass for alimony later because he knew I wasn't going to stay.
That's crazy.
I literally would be paying his ass alimony right now.
That's crazy.
I'd be paying him.
I'm glad you were smart enough not to do that.
Fuck no.
Fuck no. Well, we want to thank you for sharing.
No problem.
We appreciate you being on the ThreeZo show. It's after hours on the ThreeZo show. We want to thank you for being on the ThreeZo show, repeated visitor.
Alright, because I'm
Thank
drunk
you.
as fuck.
When you spit the truth, you got that truth serum going right now. So we appreciate you. Well, thank all y'all for tuning in. Y'all keep tuning in. It's kind of shit we talk about, you know, real life shit. The shit that affects you. All right? Much love. Peace. See you at the top.